Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 6th of February 1944, which means we're still in the grip of snow. But what I wanted to show you is one of the downsides of these using these military camp construction offices. If I click on this building here, you'll see that it's got quite a lot of problems. The happiness is quite low, and the reason for that is that these buildings through the winter, if they've got no heating, will generate their own heat, but they will also create pollution. And if I come into here and just show you, if we click on the building here, now I'm aware that you won't be able to see the text very well, but what you'll see is that they produce 0.12 tons of environmental pollution per year when they're actually self-heating. Also, these actually have a quality of flats of 15%. So therefore, the people living in these tents, because they are effectively tents, if I zoom in really closely, you'll see that they are tents. Even the bigger buildings here, you can see that they are tents. That's the reason why they've only got a 15% flat quality. That makes them very sensitive to any problems, especially during the winter. And if I probably come in here, you'll see that they got unable to visit a pub or tavern, unable to visit sport, unable to enjoy culture, electronics. You can see here, these here have only got a 13% happiness. So when you're running a camp like this, don't ever expect your happiness to be particularly that high, and it will always drop quite dramatically in the winter. And this is one of the reasons why you get lots of escapees and even deaths during the winter. Although we got off fairly lightly this year, because you can see we got to a population of 3,977. So that is something you need to bear in mind, that these construction camp mod is very useful to get a town up and running very, very quickly. But it is certainly not something that you're going to want to use for a long period of time. That's the reason why I've been pushing ahead with the accommodation over here. And I'm tempted to move a few people in, but at the same time, we are going into a new year, so it's probably not quite so important. And I think the other thing is I want to get another one going here. I just want to get a regular... What's going on here? Sometimes the building can be a little bit sensitive. I'm kind of just looking at this footpath through here. I'm just wondering whether I can... Oops. Maybe we'll strike a footpath off there. Let's bring it down to there. And actually, this is a good opportunity. Now, I did get a comment that someone was saying about they couldn't get out of template mode. And one of the problems when you do realistic mode, and this is what can catch you out, I must admit, it catches me out from time to time. No matter the fact, even though I immediately know the answer, I just get caught out by it. In fact, I think we'll just put a mud road in there. And that is the fact that when you're building in template mode, this is linked to footpath, a road or railway or power lines. You get this here, but down in the bottom right hand corner here, you see this button which relates to the template. But if I turn this to a road, you'll see that the button actually disappears, and you can't. And so it looks like there's no way you can turn this into a construction site. And the reason for that is that the template mode is locked to a specific building type. So in order to be able to do it, you've got to be on the right one, and then you can just click that button and then it works. Yeah, so it's something that can catch you out. I'll be completely honest. I've been caught out many times by doing that. You just tend to forget that it's an option. We're just going to speed the game up because I want to get out of the snow, because in this part what I want to do is do a little bit of work on the railway over here. Because in the last part, I think it was, we were kind of planning this road system out here to the coal mine, the iron mines, sorry, not coal mines. And it's occurred to me that what I need to do is start planning some of the detail work around the rail transport system, because we need to get a depot in here. We also need to put in some planning to do with the iron ore processing. And the other thing I would like to put in is a rail distribution office, because we're going to need to be able to get various bits and pieces out of here. The other thing I've also realized is that I don't think I put a crossover up here, so I think I will do that while I'm thinking about it, actually. Of course, it's going to be very important. So you see again with the rail tracks, just whack it there. Yeah, it's very important to need that crossover, so that when the trains can come in here, they can use both sides of the station. Otherwise you get a bit of congestion. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to leave that. We'll come back to it once the snow has disappeared, because trying to plan with template mode sometimes in the snow can be a little bit difficult. Over here we've got the cement coming in. We're obviously working on the cement plant here. I think we've made a start on this here, but of course it's not taking a little while, in fact. So getting through there, we've got plenty of money now. We're getting up to nearly 3 million rubles. So the reason I'm letting this money build is, and not spending too much of it, is that I want a war chest for when we start in the north. And the other problem, I mean, over here, I think everything's pretty good, actually. If we just take a look at the stats, I mean, happiness here, you can see we got happiness at 93%, 91%. These are a bit lower. And again, what you need to remember is it's the quality of the buildings. I don't know if it actually showed. Yeah, quality of flats 75%. And then if I come to these, if we look at the quality of flats here, if we can see it, is 95%. So again, this is something that you do need to bear in mind when you're choosing buildings, that if you've got lower quality flats, you're never going to get a high happiness or loyalty in those areas. Well, I don't think it affects loyalty too much, but it does relate to happiness. So to get high levels of happiness, you do need high quality of flats, because if you look at this, these have got no problems. These have got no problems. You can see this is only 76%, because the quality of this flat is only 80%. I do wonder sometimes whether there's a calculation related to quality of the flats that puts a cap on the buildings, because this is 75%. But then again, if we come back over to here, let me just get into, yeah, I just want to check something. Never really looked at this in detail, so maybe this is a good opportunity. These have a quality of flats of 68% there, and these have a quality of flats of 15%. So I do wonder. No, these are 34%. So you can get above it. It must cap the highest level, because if we look at the happiness here, you can see these are 60%, these are 38%, these are 17%, these are 57%, but these have managed to get to 52%. So you must be able to get to a certain amount of level. It's just the matter of the way things go. I'd love to build these roads in, but I think that's going to have to wait until we kind of move people out of here. We are building the school over here. Missing resource asphalt. I don't think we've got a problem with the asphalt. I think it's just the number of jobs that's going. Plus, of course, with winter, things slow down quite dramatically. Now, one thing I have done since the end of the last part, if we come down here, is we've finished the water supply to here. But what I have done is I put in another sewer line here to connect up to this one that was at the top here. But what I've also done is I managed to fiddle in a little switch down here to put in a sewer pipeline here, because I realized that this place here was also having a bit of a problem with the sewage disposal. So we need this area here built and connected, otherwise what we're going to get is this is going to fill up with sewage and become less effective. So there's something else we do need to fix. So many things to fix. That's the nature of this game. And of course we're actually building, I'm kind of wondering whether Is this being built? Is this allocated? It is allocated. I do wonder. I think what I'm tempted to do is get that up to a higher priority. About here. Yeah. I think I do need to get this built. Otherwise we could lose the efficiency, and then that will affect the population here. Not that there's that much population in here at the moment. Got electricity problem. Where's that? Oh, that's probably just the problem with the wind turbines fluctuating. The other thing I want to check before we go and do some work is we've got a reasonable amount of crops here. It's actually come through a lot better than I thought. One thing I do want to check is whether these guys are still importing. He's just come back. Where are you going? I think it's the fuel one that's the biggest problem, which is okay. I think the other ones get filled up quite quickly and keep being maintained. I just want to check to make sure that where's that? Where did I put the office in? I just wonder whether these guys are actually. Yeah, I don't think I added this too. Let's just see. I think this might be a little bit of a problem here. I can get that one's not assigned. Yeah, I think I made a bit of a mistake here, didn't I? That explains why I'm importing so much fuel. Not fuel, crops. Okay. And that's why we've got so many crops over here. Anyway, that mistake fixed. We need to now get the maps getting to the size now where you're going to need to use the mini map a bit more. Now, what I want to do here is put a depot in, and the reason I want to put a depot in is that because we got to buy the trains from the customs post, we don't want the depot too far away, because we need to use a train to bring the train and rolling stock in from the border. So this is one of the contradictions in terms that you need a train to get the train from or rolling stock from the border to the depot, where you can then assemble it to become a train and you can assign it to a route. So what I want to do is we're going to put in put a depot, and what I'm thinking is we're going to put a depot in, say, about here. I think it would fit quite well. I don't want it to be too close to the border because we get potential for trains queuing up there. So maybe if we put it about there, and then put this line like that. Now, as far as I know, we only need 2 connections. And something like that. I think what I might do is put a crossover there. Like that. Because the train here will need to go to the border to get the rolling stock. So maybe having a crossover there. I think going this way is not quite so important because the trains leaving in this direction will be either, well, they'll only be going out one way. So they should make the connection. So I'm happy with the depot there where I can put the road connection up to there. Bring that up. Now the next thing I want to put in is let's just think about this. Now we're gonna have the town up here, And I'm not sure where I want to put the iron ore processing plants, because this terrain, we could put them there, but how big are they? I mean, they're not that big. We could put one there. We could stagger them on this side of the border, isn't it? So we could put them there, or we could put them down here. My instinct is that if we're going to bring the iron ore down from here, we'd put them here. But what we would need then is to put, and what I want here is actually a loading bay. Let me just see, dry bulk loading, train aggregate loading. It would be nice to put it here. Something, maybe get it just in here. Now we've got to allow space between the lines. Let me just measure this up. What I'd like to have is at least 200. So I want about 215. So we're gonna have to come to about that point there, which means that, and we'd have to come in here and then go out before we get under that bridge. No, we don't need that, do we? We need it this way. So, oh, we don't need it that way. I think it will be okay. Because, yeah, I was thinking about sending the iron ore to there. But, truthfully, if we're going to export the iron ore, we just use trucks, won't we? Okay. I think I'm happy with that now. So, I think we could push this up. We got the ore production there, and we've got that train there. If we can get, we're going to need a road connection. I just love this game sometimes. We can get the road up there. Trouble with that is it's now going to be a little bit closer to the conveyors as I would like. Let me just check. Make sure we can get the conveyors. Because of course with no, that's, I'm not happy with that. Okay, sorry, road connection. We have to try and take you the other way. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, cancel. Just remove you. Let's have a look at the terrain here. Yeah, where I've built this over, it's kind of created a big slope here. Let's just see if we can push this a little bit more. What's this? Dry bulk. I want the aggregate loading. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just push this out a little bit this way, like that. I'm a little bit worried about that. Got a massive slope off this end now. Make sure. Yeah. Right, that's off that end. That can come down a nice long, maybe a bit further. can come there. On the wrong side. You can come out. Like that. You can come to there. And of course we need to put a crossover in. Always leave plenty of space up here because aggregate trains can often be a little bit long. Hopefully we can get that road there. And of course we've got this fully in, so we'll just accept that. So we've now got an aggregate store. And what we'll do is we'll put the store about here. But what I want to do is leave enough space on here for an aggregate store, but for 2 aggregate stores. The reason for that is that not a small. Right, we're gonna have to have this round about here. What I'm looking for, actually, we're going to put one about there. Again, we're going to have a little bit of no, we got away with it. Just push it over this way a bit. Make sure the road will come down here. Right, you're going to come there. You're good. And then what I want to do is put a second aggregate store. And what I want is a second aggregate store about here. A little bit of height, but it'll be okay. And then this road can run a road down to there like that. Now the reason I'm putting 2 aggregate stores in here is that I want the option to both ship iron and iron ore. Now the iron ore is more of a backup because we've got lots of mines up here, and there's a possibility that what could happen is that it just suddenly occurred to me that if we put this in as iron ore, we could bring a conveyor down here to put the iron ore in here. But then we'd have to backtrack a conveyor this way to the ore processing plants, which will then come back the other way. I think we could get it to work. Let me just see. What I'm thinking is that, well, let's just do the connections. So what we'll do is come here. So we'd have a connection from there to there. Then we'd have a three-way connection from there, like that. You make this the iron ore one, and then wow, and then we can put that connection there. Make sure, yeah, that can go there. So this one will be iron, and this one will be iron ore, and then just put one iron ore processing plant in. And what? Oh, it's gonna come. Can we flip that? Yes, we can. And what we can do is put one in. Well, I'll put one in as an example, because we're going to need at least 2 of these going up like this. So I'm not going to put the conveyors in. So we can put one in like that, and then that road's no good. It's over the this road's going to have to come out this side and find some way to get back to there like that. And then we'll put another conveyor, put conveyor on it. Oh, look at that. That's really good. It's going to turn into a little bit of a conveyor nightmare here. That didn't connect because it's too far. Okay. Didn't work. Remove. Right, let's just do that again. I think what I will do is we'll come out, bring you out about there, and then we're going to need another that's disappeared again. I think it just doesn't like the conveyor connection here. It does. We'll put it in manually. Sometimes the game just doesn't think that way. So basically what we'll do is we'll bring the iron ore down by conveyor, and then ship it to the iron ore will go into here. Then it will back loop from here to here and to be processed into iron, which we can then send over there or send it out as iron. But if the capacity starts to get too high, what we can do then is just ship the iron ore out to another iron processing plant. That's the theory anyway. Let me just see. And what we can do then is put you in about there. Could I get that a bit of height? Don't need it. We'll put you, say, like that. We can put a road down to there. What that means is that when I put another iron ore processing plant in here, so we have two, because if you look at it from this point of view, you can see here an iron ore processing plant needs 225 tons of iron ore to produce 105 tons of iron. And if I look at the mine here, 4 tons on 200 is 1,000 tons. So one highly productive iron mine could drive 2 of these. So what you could argue is what we would need here is 2 of these running like this. The town itself is not going to be that big, therefore it can't run all the iron mines up here and all the iron ore processing plants as well. So this is the reason why I'm saying that you may not actually get that here. In fact, I'm kind of getting a bit too carried away here now with bus stop. I think we'll put a bus stop in about there, like that, and then we'll run a dirt road up to there like that, so that we don't get too many junctions on this road. So we've now got the core of our iron ore processing plant, plus we've got multiple options. And then what we'll probably have to do is bring the cableway down through here, and we're probably going to be looking at an aggregate unloading, is it? We're probably looking at something like that about in this area or up here. Probably like this. I won't build it because it's going to be a bit more tricky. And we'll have this here, and then we'll use conveyors to connect to this point here. So we've now got that running. I want to go back over before we do the next bit to see what's going on. How's the happiness here now? Is it? You can see the happiness is improving now because we're out of winter, but they're still not that happy. So we probably do with well, what we could do is we'll give them a boost of accommodation, actually, I think. Maybe we'll just knock you down. What that will mean is that we can just tidy up this area here and take out that road as well. I mean, I do want to progressively move some of these out of this area. I mean, technically, yes, that gives us a bit more coverage, but at the same time, I think this covers most of the key buildings here that we need to kind of connect with. Well, that's the theory anyway. The one thing I wasn't sure about is, right, we've already built the connector there, which is good. That's being built. Population and happiness is good. This is missing resource gravel. Why are you? Obviously, I didn't fully allocate you. Bit of a fail there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I must have allocated a minor office to it. Anyway, it's not the end of the world because that's only the cement plant. It's more getting the other stuff built. Anyway, let's just get back over to here. I mean, to be honest, yes, we're going to build the roads in here with the road crew, but it's no great loss if it's not built. And if I have to change all this, well, that's the way it is. Right, so we've now got the aggregate loading spit here. And what I want to do now is put a rail distribution office in. Now, I want to put it about here because the rail distribution offices is going to need to work two ways, because obviously if we're going to send iron and iron ore around the map, we're going to need the rail distribution offices got to be able to get into here. That's the fact that it may want to pick things up from the border. So what I'm thinking is I want to leave this space open because I've got other ideas for down in this area as well. In fact, well, we'll do the rail distribution office first. Got to remember where it is now. Distribution offices, rail distribution office. What we're going to need is quite a lot of run-ins. So we're going to allow the 200-meter run-in on each side. Got plenty of space there. The problem's going to be is can we flip that the other way? Yeah, we can flip this the other way like this. I want to put it on this side. What am I doing? I don't want to flip it. We put it how far away are we? Far enough away. Okay, good. Actually, I would like to put it a little bit further this way. That means we can backtrack that road in that direction. It there as a reminder. I don't want to do this because the bridge is finished. Okay. Oh, that's the game sneaked up on me. I wasn't aware that the bridge was finished. Now this is quite a big breakthrough, because it means we've now got a connection to here. which means we are now we can start asphalting the roads through here. We get this bridge built, we're starting to get a second connection to the border. That's pretty good. That's very, very useful. Anyway, let's just get back to laying some rail tracks. Okay, so we got yep. Right. Known this would never easy. Right, let's just take that road out. Yeah, we've got a bit of a slope there. I think what we're going to have to do is get rid of you, and then we'll just have to move the rail distribution office that way a bit. Maybe put it a bit closer to the tracks, actually, like that. It doesn't have to be miles away from the track. Okay, why is your happiness too low? You're a miserable bunch, aren't you? Like they might be a bit too far away from the kindergarten. No, they're not. I think the problem is because I moved them, they're unhappy, and they've just got to take a little while to get in and get some food and become a little bit happier. I mean, they're up to 25%, which is a lot better than what they were over there. I think I've said this several times before. I wish there was a way that you could set a parameter on some of these messages to say, like, tell me if the happiness drops below, say, 50 or 60%, but otherwise don't bother. Right, we're gonna come into here like this, but okay, we're on a nice long run in for the long trains. Again, we'll just put a crossover. Yeah. Actually, strictly speaking, I don't think we actually need a crossover. Actually, I'm going to take the crossover out. Because we've got a dot there, but we can get rid of that by putting a semaphore in and then deleting it. I think, yeah, it's another one just there. There's a little trick you can do in planning phase. You can also do it on the other one, is that you can join sections of track up. So like there's another example there. I think you can do there. Take that out. So you can go along, and when you've done it, like there's another one just there as well. Just take that out. Just means that when your track layers are out working, you can lay in quite long lengths of track. Although be aware that if you make very long lengths of track, the trains can be... I suppose we could take these out. You in there. It just means that we'll get some super long lengths of track laying. Be done. Probably could do with taking out these. Oops. One of now that makes it a little bit suspicious, but maybe this track isn't actually connected. So what we're going to do, yeah, I think we might have a bit of a problem here. There's something not right, and of course with realistic mode, where it's safer to redo tracks. Then what we'll do is we'll put you in there. Yeah, sometimes the rail doesn't connect exactly, and if you see a little thing that looks like a set of buffers, it's an indication that the track isn't actually fully connected, and sometimes it can catch you out. And then hopefully this time we can get down off of this slope. Yeah, okay. And no. And then we're just run off here. That. Set that. And what that means is that we've got a rail distribution office here now, and our aggregate loading here for iron and iron ore, and we've now got our depot. So I mean, I'm also toying with the possible idea of a passenger link in here when we build the town up over here, but that will be a little while in the future yet. This is just very much just trying to get the detail in place, and well, I'll sort that out over time. And again, as I've already said, is this doesn't come together, I can always knock it all down because it's only gravel roads, and gravel roads isn't particularly that much of a problem. Hopefully this will now, yeah, this is actually moving forward a bit now after my little bit of a deliberate mistake. I think over here where things are going along reasonably well. Right, so we've now got the pipe connection to here. I haven't got this, just needs to be built now, so this needs to be a high priority because we're probably getting gook in here that it's 99% full. So I don't think the trucks are really doing it. So what we do need is this built. If this is built, this will then empty this out and we will get more things here. Next thing I want to do, I've still got 0 unemployment. I think we had 5 people due to workplace. Let's see, just make sure that this isn't a problem starting to develop, because sometimes it's just when it's like 5 people, sometimes it's just that those 5 people didn't really have a job, but you do need to keep an eye out for it. I mean, we're over 1,000 people. Yeah, we got a couple of odd people here. You've got 5 people in there, so yeah, so we got a bit of a problem with the market now. So what we'll do is, what we'll do is we'll just remove that. Yeah, because what I did is I assigned these to this market, but of course sometimes that when other people are going in there, then the people who are assigned from the building can't get in there because there's other people in there, which means they then get unemployment. So yeah, so you've got to look out for the odd situation like that. Okay, this is now full. So what that should have done now is stopped us importing. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, we're not importing crops anymore, and that means that we're actually pulling the crops up from here, which is good because if we've got too much left in here, then our silos will fill up. So that's looking good. How much bitumen have we got? Oh, look at that. We're actually exporting bitumen. Yep, we're making some cash from that as well. How much do we? So we're still making about 38,000 a month, and 8,000 or $6,000 to $8,000 a month as well, which is good. So we're actually staying in the positive, which is something that I really want to do. Oops, don't want that. Right, at the moment we're building this and that building there and under there. I think what I want to do now is start working into this area, and I think I'd like to start by building the aggregate plant there, which is aggregate store, sorry. We'll build that in first so that we can get the coal in. But we really need the workforce out here. You've got the same problem. Or is it, do we have a problem with the asphalt plant? For some reason, are you not? I think I may need to redo my, what we call it. Let me just see. I don't think this guy's actually been assigned to this list. So what we got? We've got gravel, concrete, excavators, open hole, excavators, and buses. So that's good. Oh, sorry. 1, 2. This is, I think this is the high view road building crew. And then 3 is, okay, I think 2, we don't need high view gravel in here. What we do need is you here with excavators and panels. Let me just look. Where are you? That's the, your Black Country pavers. Let me just look into here. This is Black Country excavators. Yeah, we need you down here as well, but we don't need CO excavators down here. I think we've also got this. Why am I building? Oh, this is the new bus thingy bob, which workers. Not that we got any workers on here as far as I know. But once we got a surplus workforce, then this construction office actually were, we call this Black Country. Oops. Workers. So once we get a surplus workforce down here, we can start using that for our construction office. I just want to come up here now. I value gravel excavators. You're in here. I don't know if I'm a bit inclined to send some of these excavators down somewhere else. And this is the actual proper road crew. Excavators, cranes. So technically we've got 2 road crews, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Right, you're on this as well. You're on this as well. That's good. Because I'd like to asphalt as much of this roads out here as possible, so that we get a good, because this is only a single track road, and it's become a single track road. So we want the best possible speed on this road here as well. Not enough tutors at the orphanage. I do wonder whether we just don't have enough capacity for an orphanage now. Let's just have a look. Where's the orphanage? Yeah, looks very much like my orphanages are full. We could put another one up here. We've got a bit of space, so if we can put another orphanage in, that might actually help the population growth. It's one of these, isn't it? We could put one just in here. Like that. That's got all the connections. So we'll just drop another one in there. Of course, the road crew that I said I didn't need, I do need now. And we'll just drop another orphanage in there. The reason I'm putting the orphanage here is that the children will teleport across the map, and by putting it here, it'll be in range of the food distribution. I won't have to haul more food down here than necessary. So that's looking good. Is this finished? This is finished now. This should be empty. Look at that, brilliant. So we got rid of the health problem there, which is looking good. These guys, see the immediate effect of living in better quality apartment. Although we're gonna have to possibly we've got the food shop here. I'm wondering if I could move the food shop. What's this? This is the hospital. Right, we need the hospital. What I'm looking for is we've got a little bit of a space here where we could get another accommodation block in. Although it's getting a bit close to hospital. If I put the hospital in, would it cover that area? I presume it would cover that area in. Yeah, I think we're going to go for the hospital as well. And we'll start getting a proper hospital in here. Up with the school, blocks, stone. Yeah, I think if we get a proper hospital in here, because what I'm thinking is that we got the food store here. In fact, I'm going to put food store in here, put a tent one. Shop. What we're going to do is we're going to put a food shop in there. Just hook you up there. Put in you there. Like that. Put you there. You on high priority. In fact, I'm possibly, I mean, these tents are so cheap to build that we get a hospital just in this corner. How far can you travel? I mean, you give me full coverage that way. So if I could get a hospital in here. Oh no. Is that the hospital? Oh, it's a hostel, not a hospital. Hospital. Right. This only connects to there, so if I remove you, because no one's using it anyway. Just messed up the footpath system here. Okay, that's good. I put in is there anything just here in the way of, no, nothing just there. So if I well, just put you there, you in with the mud road, you there, you there, and put you on high priority as well. This only needs minimal amount of work. What that will mean is I can clear out this corner, possibly tidy up this road connection here, then we can put another accommodation block in this corner here, and with the hospital over there and the hospital there, we can just start tidying up this corner here. Okay, we're getting closer with that. Of course, again, I'm starting to run out of time, so we'll just have a quick look round and see what we can do. This underground pipe is, I mean, it's quite a long one. Actually, there's a break there. So we're going to have to, I'm not sure if that can be built from this end. Well, it is going to be built from this end now. A bit worried about the fact that we may have a break in the pipe there. But there's nothing I can do about it. If we have to redo it, we have to redo it. But I just want to get this connected up as well for the long-term development of our town or city here. Over here we are slowly building in this road here. We'll get the right connection there. Our road crews here are doing a magnificent job. They can in-build all this lot. So we're getting the gravel in from there. Well, of course, we're not going to build any of this lot just at the moment. This is long-term planning. Once this is finished, we'll put a road through here. Probably bring it down here, because another thing I'm probably going to need to consider over here is a gas station. Of course, if I put a gas station over here, we're going to have to put in a what we call it, a windmill, so that we've got power. Because where's the other next nearest gas station? Just here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a gas station in this section here with a windmill. I mean, there'd be a fire risk because, again, it'd be the range of the fire station. Let's just check that. Oh, I don't know. It might just be in range of the fire station. My instinct is that we probably need to increase the workforce on the fire station a little bit so that we got that going. Because, of course, the bigger the area the fire station covers, the more staff you need to put into it. So over here, things are going quite well. We've got a nice supply of fuel. Got a full load of food in there, which is brilliant. We've got this being built. I think what we're probably going to need to do is assign you guys to that, because I think that road might be a bit too short to build, so we can get high value buses in there. The harvest down here is good. Make sure, yeah, we've got a nice supply of wood here. Oh, that reminds me, I don't know if you guys caught the aside of the bit of a comment about the fact I was going to use this area here. And what I'm thinking is that the plank situation is getting a little bit too far away now. So what I'm considering is we can either put some forestry in here. What I'm going to do is we're just going to plant some trees in this area. Or alternatively, we're going to plant some trees over here. Maybe bring it out a little bit this way, like that. A bit further. I mean, it's all free, so if we cut it, have to blow it up or build over it. It's not that irrelevant. Now, whoops. Now the reason I'm doing this is that one, I'm looking to get some plank production down here. It's, again, the distance that the planks need to be shipped is getting longer and longer. The other one also is going to be heating, and what I'm thinking for the town up here will be wood-fired heating, which is heating plant. It's going to be something like this. This is 100 joules. I think there's some bigger wood plants here. But so what we're probably going to be looking at is a wood-fired heating system for the town that would be up here. And of course, that by putting it down around here, it would be away from the town itself. In fact, let me just check. Let me just see. We say that the town is going to be in this corner. If we start there, so all processing plants are going to be about 600, 700, and that could be the edge of town. So when we build the town here, we'll probably have most of the residential stuff there, commercial there, and maybe a slightly lower rent area here. I can't remember how much pollution do the iron ore processing plants produce. It's about 12 tons. It's a fair amount, but not that bad. Anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.